Yo, what up, gamers? Alright, welcome to a bit of an impromptu video that I'm doing. I am just playing some Isaac, but this is mostly, as you can tell from, well, I'm guessing the title of this video is going to be, I haven't decided on that yet, but this is mostly a channel update. This is mostly just me wanting a bit of a platform to talk to you guys about what the plans are for my channel. Mostly because, as I'm sure, you know, you guys can tell from what I've been uploading recently, a lot of it has not been, you know, Sonic content. You know, I've been uploaded a few videos about some other stuff, and you know, I would guess that people are wondering exactly why that is. Like, what exactly made me want to talk about other stuff, and more importantly, why haven't I been making Sonic content? You know, because that is what sort of started my channel. And I feel like that's, you know, I've definitely gotten that comment a few times, and you know, it's a reasonable thing to ask. So I felt like I should, wow, thank you, really cool payout from that super secret rock. Anyway, I feel like I should at least acknowledge that. I feel like I should give you guys some sort of explanation as to why things have been different recently. And there are a few reasons, but the main one is, it's honestly very simple. I don't have that much to say about Sonic right now. Like, I love Sonic. I really did like it. But, you know, Sonic isn't, how do I say this? I am a big fan of many things. Sonic is one of them. It's one of the it's high up on the list. I wouldn't even know what the highest thing on the list of things I'm a fan of is, to be perfectly honest with you guys. I'm a big fan of card games. I'm a big fan of like roguelikes, like Binding of Isaac here, as you can see. There's a lot of things that I'm very passionate about and that I love and that I want to share with you guys. And I started with Sonic mostly just because it was new at the time, and it was something like from my childhood that I was sort of rediscovering at that time, and for just a lot of pretty weird reasons, it just felt like it made sense at that time to just go in on that specifically. It wasn't because it was the one thing that I cared the most about. It wasn't because it was like obvious to me that that's what my channel should be about. It was just, it just felt like it was the right place at the right time. And so I made a lot of videos about Sonic, made a lot of discussion things, made a lot of, I really did not want to grab that charge key, but it'll be fine, it'll buff. But yeah, I made a lot of videos, and well, sort of what's happening, to be honest with you guys, is I've said a lot of the stuff that I wanted to say. There are a few more videos that I wanna make, but like, it's been about a year, and we've gotten some more, you know, stuff for the Sonic comic, and I was making like reviews of each issue, but as that, like, I don't know, it's become clear to me that like there aren't that many people that are interested, at least in issue by issue reviews of like Sonic content, and that would be like one video a month at most, which isn't like a ton. So just like focusing purely on the Sonic comic doesn't really feel sustainable for the channel, and like there's a lot of little things like that, right? Like I made some discussion videos about the Sonic community, but I've said a lot of the things that I really felt like I really wanted to say already. And there's more that I could say, and more that I probably will say eventually, but I don't feel the need to, like, I don't feel like I have to talk about it right now. There's nothing that I need to cover. And we just haven't gotten, like, as I was saying a bit earlier, we haven't gotten a ton of Sonic content recently. I kind of figured over a year or two we'd get a new game, and, like, we got Cross Worlds, but, like, I don't know, Cross Worlds ended up not being that big of a deal. I'm not that big of a racing game person. So I ended up with a bit of a drought of content, and you know, as much as I had ideas for things I wanted to talk about with Sonic, I have a lot of ideas for things I want to talk about on my channel. Like I said, I have a lot of things that I'm very passionate about that I want to share with you guys. And oh lord, I really thought I was boned there, but I was not. I am fine. Anyway, I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do, or if there would be an audience for that type of video. And I can tell from the YouTube analytics, a lot of my subscribers did not watch my videos about other topics. You know, a lot of you guys are here for the Sonic stuff, but there were people, there was an audience for my content that wasn't Sonic related. It wasn't the same subs that I had from the Sonic stuff, but there were people. And that leaves me in a bit of a weird position, right? Because obviously I want to make content that you guys like. I want to make content for my sort of like the people who've been here, you know, like there's no reason for me not to do that. But at the same time, I'm in a place where, you know, I feel like I don't have, I'm having a difficult time coming up with just enough content to, well, I feel like there's a lot of time. I will say I did fall off the wagon just for a little bit. There was definitely more content I could have gotten out that I just didn't because I was just so busy with other stuff, like live stuff. I did have to move recently, that's an amazing item, holy crud. We won a ton of luck ups, by the way. We are a very luck heavy run here. But, well, you know, I doubt you guys are really here for the huge Isaac content, but, you know, figured I might as well comment on the run. Back to what I was talking about, the important thing, which was, you know, the Sonic stuff. I'm at a point where I feel like I'm running dry. Like, I don't want to make content for the sake of making content, just like fill the channel with stuff, you know? I want every video I make to be something I care about and something I want to make. And there are still more videos about Sonic that I want to make, but there are a lot less now than there was when I started my channel a while ago. And there are still just as many videos that I want to make that aren't about Sonic, that are about other things. You know? And so where that leaves me right now, that is crazy. Okay, this is, I didn't want to buy that shit. Okay, I gotta think. 40 cents, that's so much money. I don't have enough money for that. Ugh. I'm gonna have to figure something out. That's fine. But, so, I do really want to, the bottom line is, what I'm getting at, I am going to be branching out my content a little bit more. There are a few videos I want to start making, and I am going to be talking about some stuff besides Sonic. So, this channel is probably going to be more of a variety channel at some level, and less of a Sonic dedicated channel. You know, again, I don't want to, like, just stop making videos about that. I don't want to stop making the content that you guys subscribed for, and I know a lot of you guys did subscribe for that content. So I'm trying to find a balance is what I'm ultimately saying. I have something I want to make for you guys here pretty soon, and I'm currently working on it, currently scripting it. It's going a bit slow just because it's a bit of a difficult topic to cover. I'm not sure. I might have some more improv, like, changes to it, to the script as I go. I'll have to see where everything goes, how I feel about it. Let's check the devil room in here. Dark matter. I don't know where I'm using my rolls if I'm not using them here. Okay, never punished. Not even once. Okay, that was really good. So, yeah. That's most of the channel update I wanted to give to you guys. I am going to be branching off the content I make into... Oh, I really wish I had a roll here. It's a bit on Fortnite. Puberty. Doesn't really matter here. I do believe there's a battery in the shop. Is there? There is. Is that worth it? It probably is. Let's go do this reroll. This has been a pretty good floor, by the way. But, you know, since I'm here, I will say, if you guys want Isaac content, I'm not sure how many of you are big Isaac heads. Wow, that's terrible. That's a terrible roll. You know, I can make some Isaac content. I have a Dead God file. I've played this game a lot. Not to say that I'm good at the game, because I am not. But I have played it a lot. So I know a lot about the game. I know a lot of its intricacies. And I could definitely make some content about it if that's something you guys would be interested in. Which, you know, I don't think it is, but you never know. I have no idea how many Isaac shooters I have in the comments. So, yeah. As for the rest of everything, I guess I should give some more formal updates on just what's been going on in my life. This is the second month now that I'm in a new house. I had to move to a new city for a lot of reasons. I didn't need to move cities. I chose to move cities because of the housing market and because I had family here. A lot of boring life details like that. But you know, I was roommating with my brother. He wanted to move out on his own, so we've been talking about when this was gonna happen for a while, and it finally did. You know, it's that sort of thing. It's always gonna. Oh lord, I got kind of backed myself into the corner there. It was always gonna happen, and so I was ready for it, and it was a bit of a stressful time, just, you know, worrying about finances and stuff, but everything worked out, and I'm really liking my new place. It's a pretty small apartment. It's like not even more than one room in some ways. It's like it has a bathroom, and then you have a living area, an area where I have my desk, and like a kitchenette. And it's a very cheap place. It's very small. And honestly, I actually really like it. Like, living here, I'm getting to the point where it's like, outside of the fact that the kitchen is a bit small, and I wish I had somewhere to, like, if I ever had guests over, I could, you know, make some food and we could eat it at a dining table. Like, not having room for that is bad. But besides that, like, I really don't think I would want a much of a bigger place than this. So, you know, even when I was living with my brother, we didn't use a lot of that house most of the time. Like, we used the kitchen and we used our bedrooms, but the living room, like, basically was unlived in. Like, we basically never went in there. And that was, you know, a bit wasteful, I guess. None of this matters. None of this is important. I'm just kind of yapping. The channel update is mostly done. So if that's all you're here for, you could probably just leave, to be 100, like, to keep it 100% honest with you guys. Like, if you're not here for the life update, for the what's going on with me personally and how's that affecting the content, you can dip. But if you do want to know, you know, I've been moving, you know, I've been here for about a month now. That is so good. Holy crap. That's amazing. That's like one of the best trinkets in the game for this item specifically. But so that's crazy. Beyond that, beyond me having a poggy run of the Binding of Isaac right now, and I'm gonna be taking this humbling bundle. It's very good for us. You know, beyond that, as I previously said, I'm kind of just, you know, settling into a new town. I'm having a bit of a difficult time for some other reasons, such as my car exploding. That was a big life change. Honestly, like, a part of that was my fault. It like, the thing is, I really don't care that much that it actually exploded, because, like, like, it exploded while we were in the process of trying to take it to a scrapyard to get it, like, decommissioned, because the car was dead, the engine was shot, there was no reason to even try to keep it running at that point. So I knew I was going to need a new car, and I was going to be stuck in a new city, a very car-dependent city, without a car for a while. And I knew that was going to happen, and that was, you know, stressful, but I was prepared for that already. So, outside of, you know, dealing with the shock, I guess, of having my card up and blow up on me, that wasn't actually that bad, you know? As far as how big of an emergency I expected it to be, it ended up being way more chill than I thought it would be. So, you know, that's not something I thought I would be saying about that situation, but at least things didn't go as bad as they could have, you know? It's worth looking at the bright side of things sometimes, you know? Also, that's just really good. We're probably gonna go play the sack room real quick. We have a lot of HP on this floor. Like, a lot of HP. We have a reroll we haven't even used on this floor yet. We might as well see if we can burn it somewhere. We have a super secret room, has like a shark ton. I could just say shit ton. I don't think I'm family friendly on this channel that often, so I don't know why I censored myself. What's in here? Money. Alright. I believe the next hit is troll bombs. Yeah, let's go get our HP back. I will say I'm not happy about the speed down from the odd mushroom. You know, it was definitely worth taking for the damage up, but I hate having low speed. It just sucks. It's just not fun. Isaac is games are better when you have higher movement speed, just in general. That's just always a rule that games should follow. High movement speed is fun. Low movement speed is cringe and boring, and people do not like it. It's running pretty. Ooh, Jesus juice. Really don't care about that, but this is a free roll. And I can actually re-roll this key as well. What did I take damage from there? What the hell? That was weird. I think the fire shot something at me. I didn't see it. Oh, yep. That one did it now. The stairway, that's really good. And Martyr is also pretty good. So the stairway is actually a little iffy here. Just because holy crud. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Hierophant. Okay, let's go down here. Just chests. Unknown pill. Luck up, speed down. Thank you. I really love that speed down. What's this? That's the angel hit. Get me out of here. Thank you. So this is the big payoff, and it's money. That's exactly what we wanted to see. That's extremely good. Let's pop this Hierophant. We're not going to be playing this Sacrum anymore. Let's go get all the HP on this floor so we can have it for next floor. 67. I saw it. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. There's just a random number. That is how much completely meaningless number. That's how much money I have right now. All right, let's just okay. I might buy the reverse card actually. Just once I see what's down here. All right, so this is garbage. So we're just not taking it. Paperclip's okay though, but I don't think it's worth it. We'll buy this right here. Reverse stars. That'll remove my halo, right? That's actually like crazy. That's actually insane. Yeah, that's sicko mode. So do we? I hit the wrong button. I hit the wrong button. I just completely hit the wrong button. There isn't a battery in the shop, is there? No, there isn't. Pill? It's a speed up. I mean, that's good at least. Wow, yeah, that really sucks. That's that is about as bad as it could possibly be. I'm gonna be 100% real with you guys. I really could not have messed that up more. I don't know why I hit tab there. I have like reverse muscle memory with that. Whatever. We'll check the stairway. It'll have a Poggy item. It doesn't really. Holy Grail might just be worth taking, honestly. Alright, let's kill this guy. We're shooting this for charge more than anything. I don't know if one charge will matter. I am going to buy this Holy Grail, for the record. A, because it's flight. B, because it's Seraphim progress, and we don't have many ways of getting Seraphim progress because we are locked into Devil Deals currently. So I think that's actually a pretty important thing to lock in there while I have the chance. Might as well get that. You know, we already have the flight from the Holy Grail. Actually, does it even give Seraphim progress? I might be gaslighting myself right now. I don't know if it even does. Well, regardless. Random stat up, random stat down. No, thank you. I appreciate the offer, but I'm fine with my stats right now. I will say we are a bit low on damage now that we lost our Halo. Losing Halo was fine there, I think. But it is a bit rough. It would have been fine if we got something out of it, and we got nothing out of it. That was the problem. Is that we just didn't. I just completely beefed it. But yeah, so that's fine. How's my life going outside of that? Honestly, not a lot. I'm kind of just re-getting things set up here in a new city, you know. So many, like, a lot of paperwork you gotta do, a lot of stuff like that. You gotta get new doctors, get new people. I'll just take this. This is pretty good. Oh, I forget how slow that is. That's very funny. But yeah, so just a lot of stuff like that, you know. A lot of like clerical work. that I've been doing. Retrovision. That doesn't matter at all. Oh, piercing is so nice. Alright, so this guy's dead. We get some money. We now have 38 cents, which is pretty good. And down here we have the jar, a blister. I'm gonna roll this. Book of Rev, huh? Fanny pack. Do I want either of these? Fanny pack's not bad, but for 27 cents? Like, that's so much. I don't think we buy that. I think we say heck it. I'm trying to think of anything else I would want to tell you. Wow, that marathon penny gave up immediately. That was crazy. Bro's like, nah, I'm done. Later. Just left. Rude. It's just a secret room? It could be. It's not. I guess I could have checked. Yeah, it couldn't have been if I had checked more, but I got impatient. One thing I did want to say while I'm here, just talking about the channel and whatnot, I know one question that I could definitely see myself getting asked is, where is the what if content? You know, that was a big thing for my channel. It's a big part of why a lot of people subscribe to me. Haven't made a video like that in a while. I could definitely see a lot of people asking, you know. I just whiffed that bomb, but I've already just whiffed it. Okay, you know, that's fine, that's fine. We whip, ladies, haven't we all whiffed a bomb at one point? That's a thing ladies do, right? I don't know. Anyway, so the reason I was saying that at all, the reason I brought up, like, where is the what if content? What's happening to it? You know, where to go? I have been feeling pretty burnt out on that type of content, honestly. It takes a lot of work to make. It's very difficult, and also it's difficult to keep coming up with things in the Sonic universe I still want to cover that are new, and also that, like, I feel like I would want to make a YouTube video about. Like, there's a lot of things that are, like, creatively interesting to me, a lot of, like, ideas, but, like, you know, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I guess I take this doesn't even matter at all, but you know, one thing I am thinking of when I make a video is, like, how are people going to respond to this? You know, how do I think it'll do well? Do I think it'll be worth, you know, my time investment? And, you know, maybe that's not what you should be thinking about at some level, but I think we can all be realistic and say that, like, when your job is doing YouTube, and, you know, my channel is not my full-time job, but I do work for a, you know, my job is editing and scripting videos for another YouTuber, right? So YouTube is my job. Once you're in that position, at some point you do start asking yourself, is this worth my time? Is this a video concept that I should make? And, you know, you have a lot of metrics and, like, barometers you look to judge that. And when I have an idea for a video that I think would be fun to make, but that I know wouldn't be super popular, that wouldn't, you know, really help my channel grow, it can, and the thing is, it's not just do I want to make that video, it's would I rather make that video instead of making another video right now, right? Because there are I have so many ideas for videos. Like, I constantly am just coming up with things like, hey, this could be a YouTube video. This could be a topic that I would watch somebody talk about this. I think this is an interesting topic to cover. And I ask myself, is that an interesting topic for me to cover, for something that I would want to talk about? And a lot of the time, the answer is maybe, you know? And a lot of the time, I take some time and I just see if I come up with anything, see if anything comes of the idea. And a lot of the times, nothing does. But sometimes I do, you know, something does come of it, right? And so, you know, when you're in that process of just trying to figure out what I want to make and, like, experimenting with videos and all that, that takes a lot of time. And you know, the Poppy Playtime video was something that, like, I wasn't sure if I was going to make that video for a while. I got, like, I tried writing that thing, like, 3 times, and I had no idea if it would come out, and eventually I got it to a point where I was like, this is worth publishing. This is worth putting out there. And, you know, at least I feel like my thoughts were delivered eloquently enough at that level. So, yeah, that was something that I'm just like, I just got wall mastered. I really let that happen to me, huh? I'm just letting you guys, you know, sort of see my thought process behind these things, for context. And so, when I have an idea for like a story that I could make a YouTube video about, I'm not just asking myself like, is this something I want to write, and would this video be successful? The question is, you know, is this, on top of that, is this worth my time more so than other videos that I do also want to make and that I think could be more successful, that I think might perform even better, you know? And it's a very complicated question, and it's difficult to really find answers for it a lot of the time. But the long and short of it is, a lot of the time when I ask myself that question when it comes to certain what-ifs, due to being a combination of feeling a little creatively burnt out, due to feeling like a lot of the ideas that I would want to cover are things that I don't think would perform particularly well, the answer to those questions is a lot of the time, no. There is something that is more worth my time. There's a video that I should be making instead of this one that would be better content, that would be more creatively fulfilling for me to make and help the channel out more, right? So, if you've been asking that question, and I know some people have, like, where is this type of content that you know, kind of kickstarted your YouTube career, that's where it is. Does that mean I'm never going to make a single what if video again? Absolutely not. I probably will make another one. I still have ideas. I still have things I want to cover. And, you know, maybe it'll take a while. Maybe it'll be by the time the next Sonic game comes out. Maybe it'll finally be making Season 2 of Chaos Swap, which I still have ideas for. And I still think I will do that eventually. That's like on the back burner forever. That's one of the videos, the projects that's always sitting on the back burner. Oh, Jesus, that was a bad misspeak. Always sitting on the back burner. Always, you know, always something I'm thinking about, like trying to figure out what sort of story I'd want to tell with it. Where I want to end it. How, like, the thing is with, you know, part of the reason why I made the original, the original Chaos Swap, and, you know, why it ended where it was because I from the beginning, all of the stuff with the twist with Methylis and everything, that was all planned. Before I even made the first video, like, I didn't plan it all out before I, like, started figuring out, like, the initial story. I didn't have, like, everything, like, a full master plan. But by the time I made the first video, I knew what story I wanted to tell and where I wanted to go with it. And that was really important for me when I did that. Because how do I say this? This is such a weird thing to say. One problem that I have, I'm definitely taking this. One problem that I have when it comes to, like, creative, I'm just taking Spider-Man because he's awesome. One problem that I have when it comes to, like, creative endeavors, and this is something that I think people can, I think at least some creatives will be able to relate to, is the fact that it's so much easier to start projects than it is to finish them, right? And that's just a fact of life. You know, it's very easy to get inspired, but, you know, actually committing to completing a project is always difficult. It always takes a lot of time. And, you know, like I said, I've been talking about, like asking yourself the question, is it worth completing this creative project versus any number of other creative projects? When you're asking yourself that question, you know, I'm just goated. I'm just goated with the sauce, by the way. Just found the super secret room a second time. It's Blood Puppy. Not a goated with the sauce find, but we got rerolls, baby. So yeah, but like what I was saying just about the creative process and how it's so much easier to start projects than it is to finish them. Very easy bad habit to get into. Very easy to have so many ideas you want to explore and get halfway through and get to the point where, you know, in your like brainstorming session, you ran out of ideas and you're like, I don't know where to go from here. And then you like try to work on it, you try to make something work, but you just don't quite get there, you know? You just never, you never quite get there. And so you have this half completed document like just in your Google Docs or in the back of a notebook somewhere that you've written, and you have like the first 100 pages of a story written down, and you never finish it because you never get around to it, right? Like you have your plan, you're like you know what you're gonna do next, but you're not quite sure what the direction should be, and like you end up there, right? And that's something that's happened to a lot of projects that I've worked on. And the thing that I didn't want to do more than anything else, fuck it, we ball. You know, sometimes you gotta say fuck it, we ball. Anyway, what I'm saying, outside of taking Damocles and this Isaac run for God knows why, is sometimes you are trying, you know, no, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me. I'm talking about the mistake I made. I would get in that situation. I'd come up with something I want to make. I'd be ready. I'd put a lot of work into it. I'd write like 100 pages of something, but I wouldn't have a plan to finish it. And it would become a half-completed work left somewhere. And I would just never get around to it. I still have a ton of projects like that I have not completely finished. And the thing that the reason why I didn't want to do that is, honestly, I just didn't want to let my audience down. Like, that really is the long and short of it. I didn't want to end on a cliffhanger. I didn't want to go most of the way with the story. Realize I didn't know exactly what to do to finish it, and then and then say, oh, I'll figure it out eventually, TM, and never actually get to eventually, TM. You know, that is a pitfall I've fallen into a lot, and you know there are a lot of solutions for it. And one of the ways that I did it for my YouTube channel, one of the solutions I found is I simply do not upload any video to my channel that is either A, not already completed, and it needs zero extra content in order to be a complete story, with the what ifs at least, or I have a plan from the beginning. I have the entire thing mapped out. I know exactly, like, there were very few decisions I made during the process of like scripting out what was going to happen in the Chaos 12 series that weren't planned from the beginning. I knew basically what I wanted to do from the second I started. And that was important to me because I knew it had to go that long. I knew it had to be the whole thing. I knew it was going to be this very, very big, very long project that was going to be quite difficult to get done, and it was. And it was very satisfying. Gulping, that is amazing. But it was very, you know, since it was so important to me that I didn't let you guys down, I needed to have a plan. I needed to know what I was going to do and know where I was headed. So, like, there was some stuff that I had to figure out along the way, some, like, details that had to be ironed out. Like, I remember this Sonic 06 episode was a pain in the ass to write. I spent so long, like, going over the timelines and trying to figure out, like, what happens in Sonic 06, because I guarantee you think you know what happened, but you probably don't remember exactly, because so much of it is the same. Elise gets kidnapped so much, and it sucks. I hate it. Nobody likes it. Nobody likes Elise in Sonic 06. I know people like Elise. Nobody likes Elise in Sonic 06 because she's treated horribly in that game, dude. She's so bad in that game, and there's no reason for her to be that bad. That's a random death certificate? Just down here? There's just a natty death certificate? Okay, sure. Just give me the best item in the game for no reason. Thank you. Okay. Okay, this does not get messed up. That's very good. Honestly, I'd probably take Holy Mantle here, right? With Damocles? Holy Mantle's probably the move. I would think so. That's probably just making sure I don't die to Damocles is probably my top priority currently. Yeah. Where is Holy Mantle in here? It's gonna take me a while to find it, isn't it? Yeah, probably. I can't believe we've got a random death certificate. That's so crazy. Anyway. So, I think I sort of got to my point. But, you know, what I was circling around, the reason I brought that up in the first place was, you know, I had it in my... I could just say, damn, please, I'm not doing that. But, like, a goal I had when I was writing... this is not even close where it would be. But a goal I had from the beginning is that I wanted to make sure I had a plan. And when I'm coming into, you know, into season 2, into the sequel, I would also want to have a plan. I would also want to know where I would stop it. Probably Sonic Frontiers. That's probably going to be the stopping point. I needed to know, you know, for a while I was just like, I can't even make it because I don't know when Sonic Frontiers happens in the timeline, right? We didn't know when it happened. I could take Jacob's Ladder. I do love me some Jacob's Ladder. It's an item I very much appreciate. Where the hell is Holy Mantle? Am I stupid? Don't answer that question. The reason so the first thing I needed to figure out was I need to know, okay, when does it take place? We now know when it takes place. I forgot exactly when, but we did get an answer. I think it's like, I think Frontiers takes place on like, I think right before they find the Chaos Emerald in the cave, before frickin' whatever it is, before what arc is it? Phantom Rider. Before the Phantom Rider arc. It is right before Sonic and Tails find the Chaos Emerald in the Phantom Rider arc. I believe. Do not quote me on that. That is my belief. And the reason, you know, that matters for some reasons that I'm gonna have to work out. But the thing is, even with Sonic Frontiers, wow, there's a second one. That's so interesting. I did not think that's how that would work. The reason why I care about that at all is just because I needed to know that information to start planning out what was going to happen with the story. And, you know, that probably leads you to the question of, okay, now that we know that, do you know what you want to do with the story? Do you know what the end goal, the end, like, arc of season 2? We finally found Holy Mantle. But do you know what it'll be? And the answer is no. I still have no idea what the hell I'm going to do. I'm still trying to figure that out. And I know that's not a super satisfying answer, but, you know, I'm trying my best out here, okay? Like, the issue is that, like, I really do like IDW's story a lot, right? I think it's very good, but I also think it's a story that's very dependent on the context. And what I mean by that is that a lot of the ideas I don't think work outside of Sonic's character. And specifically with some ideas, I know people don't like it, but like some ideas with Sonic's character and how he interacts with the world around him, you know, especially when it comes to like the way he thinks of mercy and, you know, these like bigger themes and ideas. That's very important to how IDW works and what its story is about. And the problem is that, and this is not something I made up, by the way. I think this is just a part of Blaze's character, but I definitely emphasize it a lot in Chaos Swap, is that Blaze and Sonic are very different people. Especially when it comes to how they think of mercy and when they think people deserve mercy. In the sense that Blaze is a far more vengeful and wrathful person. She is far... I didn't realize I would get 2 items here. That's really cool. I wish I could do more, but this is kind of just where we're at. Okay, we did get the full reveal. That's very nice. So we're just going to beeline straight for the boss, so we don't have to die on this floor. Okay, that's a lot of money. Alright, let's go. Oh, I have the mind. What am I talking about? The mind just gives full mapping. I'm being a silly Billy. What I was saying when it came to Blaze's character, and you know, she is a much more wrathful person. She's far more vengeful. She is somebody who, you know, even in Chaos Swap had to be taught the value of mercy. Not somebody who is too lenient on people who anger her. You know, that's just not a flaw she has. It's not like a direction she would ever take things. And that means that a lot of what I think are the best stories in IDW Sonic don't really make sense with her, right? You know, and I think the big one that, you know, would probably come to a lot of people's minds, certainly comes to my mind, is, you know, Surgeon Kit, right? Like, how do you write... These are some items. I don't think I want any of these. Okay, we're actually going to be staying on this floor for a lot longer than I planned because we have 4 secret room rerolls. Anyway, the question that I was asking myself, and that I still don't quite have an answer for, is what do you do with these fan favorite characters that are also some of my favorite characters that are introduced in the comic that people are going to want to see, right? People want to know, like, how would Surgeon Kit factor in to this new setting and into this new, like, status quo? And I feel like in some ways they wouldn't. Like, I feel like they kind of break the setting at some level. And that's a question that I, you know, that I need to answer. That I need to figure out, like, how do they play in to the story? How do they play into Blaze's story specifically post Metal Virus, post Frontiers, or not post Frontiers, post Forces. You know, because I'll be real, like, something I've just thought about, especially with how I'm writing her, Blaze is gonna be absolutely done with Eggman's shit after Forces. Like, she is not, like, she hasn't really shown it in the comic proper, and I think a lot of that is due to some of the restrictions that the comic has due to being, like, actual canon. But I think if we're just looking at, like, Blaze as a character, like, she is going to murder Eggman, like, as soon as she can, right? This is a 40-minute video, Jesus. I'll edit this. I'll trim it down a bit. But she is not going to be okay with the shit he did, especially, you know, considering that he put her girlfriend at risk and everything, you know? Like, she's going to be pissed. And she has every right to be, you know? And considering that, you know, the way it's going to be is Blaze will be doing everything in her power to murder Eggman, even more so than she already was, you know. Spoilers, I guess, for when this gets made, assuming it does, which is the plan, but we'll see, you know. Things happen. So, like, the entire conflict of IDW Sonic, Surge's conflict in particular, just, like, has no reason to exist with how I would plan on writing this. And considering that that's the status quo, like, it's so difficult to from there imagine who Surge would become, because that's such a defining part of her character, right? Like, I really feel like Surge, like, not to say she doesn't work, but so much of who she is and what makes her such an interesting foil to Sonic. I think I just take Echo Chamber here, but we'll see. We'll see if I can eke out another battery or not. Yeah, so that's sort of my thought process. I did get a little bit distracted there, but you know, I think you get the point, right? Like the fundamental question of like, what do you even do with this storyline now that the thematic through line just has no through line to follow anymore? Like, that's not something I really know how I'm gonna answer. And what I may have to do, honestly, is just start writing it and figure it out as I go. And it may be one of those things where I never finish it. I start writing it and I can't find a way to write it that's satisfying to me, that makes me feel like it's something worth making. And it may just be a lot of hours and thought that I put into something that never goes up. And I don't know how you guys feel. Personally, I don't want to do that to you. I am not going to publish those videos, even just like the first 3 arcs, you know, covering, I think the next one would be Lost World, covering like Lost World into Forces, into Metal Virus, which is basically what I have mapped out for what I'd want to do so far. I didn't take Echo Chamber. I'm a fucking idiot. I was supposed to take Echo Chamber there. Oh well. I guess I start playing hearts here. Are you taking twice as many? I guess I did. I just take this, I think. Oh well. Let's go check out the secret room. Can't believe I just didn't take Echo Chamber. That's so silly. I'll deal with it. I'll deal with my own mistakes. Drop an item, please. You absolute sack of crap. I can't believe you wouldn't give me... Ooh. Interesting. Very interesting. I need to not get hit here. Thank you. I'll take Mr. Dolly. I also just take you while I'm here. You bosses shouldn't be too bad at this stage. Okay, that guy's melted. Nice. But, you know, I'm just saying, that's my thought process when it comes to writing Chaos Swap Season 2. What I would want to do. I would not feel right if I started telling you guys a story that I did not have a plan for, that I was not ready to write. And, like, I guess you could connect this to some of the stuff I said in my Public Playtime video, right? Like, this may be a personal thing. And maybe the point I made in that video is more of a personal thing than it is like an objective criticism. You know, that might be true. I'm not sure. I'm just saying shit at this point. But the way I see it is I don't think it's right as a storyteller to go out there and make a bunch of promises to your audience that you're not ready to fulfill. And, you know, I think it's something that you can do if you're a professional and you got bills to pay, right? Like, you know, sometimes it'd be like that. And I understand that. And especially when you're a professional, you're probably a lot better at just making shit up as you go along than I am. You know, you're probably a lot better at just getting a product delivered, even if it's not what you want, even if it doesn't fit your arbitrary standards, based on your crippling anxiety and the fact that your self-worth is tied entirely to your ability to perform better than your peers. Talking about no one in particular, but with, you know, lost my train of thought there. That's the point that I was circling around that I wanted to make, is that is ultimately just how I view things, right? And you know, I have heard the question posed, is it worth reading a story, a story that's good enough, even if you know that the story will not have an ending, right? And that's not, you know, I'm not saying that the story won't have an ending if I do end up writing it, right? But that's a situation we could end up in. And I don't think there is a correct answer to the question, is it better to read a story knowing it will never get an ending, if it's good enough, or should you just skip it? And I don't know if I'm necessarily the person who should be making that decision for you guys. like maybe like I am the creator at some level, but also like I don't know, maybe that should be left up to the audience. Maybe it's okay as an artist to make something, to experiment, to create something, not have a plan for it, not like be able to deliver a product, and go in knowing that that's a risk, accepting that, and then being like, if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't know. I don't think I would be satisfied with that, but that is ultimately a reflection of my priorities and my approach, I guess, to consuming art. I guess is the way to phrase this. And I don't know if you, like, obviously, there's no way for me to know if you guys would necessarily agree with that. So, with that being said, all I was getting to with all of that was if you guys have a different opinion on if you'd be okay with me delivering the first several arcs of, Season 2 of Chaos Swap, not having a plan in mind, not really knowing where it's going, or if I'll be able to come up with something that I would feel okay putting out there, and just kind of winging it, and knowing that comes with the risk of me maybe never finishing it. Would you guys be okay with just getting anything, just getting those first few, those first few arcs done, those first few stories told, knowing that that's a risk, right? I guess that's the question I want to ask you. And, I'm of the opinion that the answer to that question should be no. But, again, that's just how I view it. And maybe, maybe that's more of a personal problem than anything. Been yapping for so goddamn long. My throat is hurting something fierce. I have a bottle of water here. I got a bottle of water for this recording, and I have never once drinking out of it. God, that's good. I love me some soda. I love me some juice. I got a big thing of apple juice in the fridge right now. Shit's delicious. I love it. Gotta love you some water, Water clears, as they say. Nobody says that. They should, though. That's a relax. I don't care about that. I don't care about that. Alright, hi, Satan. Bye, Satan. Alright, time for the stompy feet. Okay, I lost my... I don't think I've taken damage, but I did lose my Holy Mantle there. So I'm still good. I still think Damocles cannot fall. This is a crazy run, by the way. Average Isaac run, I suppose. Isaac run on Isaac, I should specify. I'm taking this just for Guppy chance. Then I'm putting it down. I'm probably going to roll all of these, but let's check what's in here first. We get the Relic, which is pretty good. But I can do better. So I'm going to roll all of these because this is like 4 rolls here. Holy Light's insane. Act of Contrition is fine. I don't want any of this other crap. I guess there's no reason not to take Monstrance. X-Ray Vision's fine. I just take that. Oh, let me put this down. Alright, so we're just looking for charge at this point. I mean, honestly, we're not looking for anything. I'm just looking to flex by getting as swole as possible before fighting the lamp. There is like 0 chance I lose this. Do I have to... no, I keep rolling the key pieces. That's right. I cannot fight Mega Stan. We already killed Stan, or Satan, as he likes to be called, but nobody respects him, so we call him Stan. But we have not fought Mega Stan, the Stan who is even more annoying than normal Stans. Just do not leave artists alone. Like, just be normal about it. Like, you don't have. Okay, we just take Wafer because it's really good. Metal Plate is also quite good, but I think we can do better. Kane's Other Eye. This is really good. This is just a bad Incubus. And we already have Incubus. And we have the Gulp, whatever it's called, from earlier. So this is a really strong run. As you could tell, I should probably put like a seizure warning on this video. I always forget that Isaac do get like this, huh? Isaac do be like this, don't it? That's a lot of colors. I really hope this isn't messing with anybody. I do not know exactly what causes those issues for people, so here's hoping, I suppose. A mega friends till the end? Dude, that's crazy. It does not matter at all, but, you know, it's cool. I feel like I should have taken damage there. I feel like 1000% was in that hitbox. What the heck? Yeah, I'm mostly just talking about Isaac at this point. I feel like I'm really low on stuff that's worth talking about. That's a glowing hourglass. I have full charge. Let's go to the first room and roll again. See what we can get. Bang. That's really good. That's insane. That's so insane. Peeper is fine, but it's not good enough. Dude, we have achieved melting damage. Pill bottle? Sure. Oh, is this the third puberty? That's the third hit of puberty. We're an adult now. That's crazy. I don't think I've ever gotten the adult transformation before. I feel like that's never happened. I can see forever. I could already see forever, but thank you for that. Alright, so is there anything else I need to tell you guys about the channel? About what's going on with the channel? This breaks speed cap, or tier cap, right? Oh, it does. Oh boy, that's a lot of tears. That's a lot of tears. Ooh, baby. What is this? That's lovers? Sure. I don't know how much I care about that. Oh, crud. We just take that, I guess. I don't think that matters at all. Is there anything else I need to tell you guys? I feel like the answer is no. I feel like I've already talked to you about everything I need to say. But I'm spun, baby. Brrr. You know a game's good when you cannot tell for the life of you what the fuck is going on. That's the mark of a good game, baby. Oh, let's go fight Delirium. Heck yeah. Dude, we're super strong. The run never ends. That's sacred. I don't have enough money. I will have enough money. Come on. Just a little more. Give me some money. Am I still guppy? I'm only guppy while I hold it. No! I have to choose! You're making me choose? That's so messed up. I can't say no to plus 12 damage. Like, you can't expect me to say no to that. I'm sorry, Sacred Heart, is it called Sacred? I think it is just Sacred Orb. Wow, Sacred Heart, Sacred Orb. A lot of sacred in this game, huh? Is that a gulp pill, by the way? That's a vert. I don't even remember what the last pill we took was. Now it's a range up. So, there's that. I'm pretty sure we're going straight to Delirium right now. Which, honestly, I'm fine with. This has been an hour. So, can I stun lock these guys? This is not Delirium. Never mind. I lied to you people. I told you a lie. Alright, thank you for the lookup. Alright, let's go. Alright, so where the heckles is Delirium then? Really thought he'd be right there. He's gonna take a while to find. So Delirium only spawns for like this big 2x2 room. There's like a 1x1 room. So it's one of those big square rooms. It's like twice as long that way and twice as tall that way. In case you haven't played a lot of Isaac, or any Isaac, which very well could be the case for a lot of my viewers. So that's why I thought Delirium was there, because that looked like a very large room. And I was like, that would make sense for Delirium to spawn there. That seems like a place he'd spawn. You get a luck up, range up, tears up, friends till the end, verp, friends till the end, and a puberty. 4 times puberty. Is there an old transformation? Which is what happens when you become old as heck. Like me, currently. Adrenaline, we're spun. We get another damage up. That gives us another friends till the end. We can just take this this book for the heck of it. We do not have charge. I did not realize that we were chargeless. Alright, he's dead. Thank you. Ooh. No! Alright, cool. We almost died to that bomb. Dude, it would be so messed up if Damocles just fell, like, randomly. I'm, like, 99% sure we've taken no, like, damage. I think Holy Grail has, in fact, saved us a few times now. I don't like either of these. I really don't like either of these. Alright. We are at full HP because we can't even pick up Soul Hearts right now, by the way. We take Dead Cat. Like, Dead Cat's insane. Dead Cat is so good. Because, like, the only way we lose is to Damocles right now. And this is Damocles insurance. These are really good items. Can I stop getting insane items, please? I mean, I'm not actually asking for that, but, like, holy crap, guys. Alright. Is there anything else I want to talk about? I guess I could talk about my upcoming plans for videos. You know, I have one. I'll just tell you right now, it's going to be ranking all of the stories from the IDW Sonic Annuals, which I have been going through. I've already read them. It's not like fresh content for me. I'm just ranking them now. That's been a fun video. I do wonder if I might need to spice it up a bit. A part of me worries that my analysis has been too dry so far. I should take this caffeine pill, actually. There's no reason not to. It makes me even smaller. Alright. If Delirium is all the way over there. Alright, now he's right here. Hi, Delirium. Oh god, okay. Well, there goes my first Damocles. Or that's my holy whatever. Dude, Delirium is so low over. Oh, he's dead. We killed him. Ripperoni. Pepperoni. Alright, and that's the run. How much damage? 35 damage in this. Holy. Yeah, he didn't stand a chance. 21 tier rate. That's crazy. That's insane. Alright. That's the video, I guess. Really don't have too much else to say. I really just wanted to give myself a chance to kind of go off the cuff, just yap to you guys, tell you what's going on with the channel. I also have a video about Pokemon I'm thinking about making, probably going to make that. Hopefully you guys will like it. I imagine we have some fans here that also care about Pokemon, probably more people than who care about Poppy Playtime, honestly. Pokemon is, you know, just the biggest media franchise in the world, so I imagine some of you guys care about it. So, I'll see how that video goes across. If there's any other concerns you guys have, go ahead and tell me, leave it in the comments. I'll try to answer. I'll try to be more communicative on this video than I usually am. I do read most of my comments, basically all of them, I think. But I don't always have time to respond. But, on this one, since it is a channel update, it's a communication video, hopefully this will give me the chance to talk to you guys a bit more. So, go ahead and, leave whatever you need to say there. I am going to go ahead and just very quickly read off a few things. What I'm reading off is specifically the names of all my members, because I do that in every video. I don't know if I'm supposed to do it for this type of video, considering it's kind of a random thing, but I probably should anyway. So, channel members, they support me by paying $3 a month. They get access to my videos early. They get to get shouted out at the end of each video, and it helps me make these. It helps me keep moving on. So, big shout outs to Elric111, Agent B7, Joseph Florian, GB484, Atria, I believe it's Atria Gaming. They changed how that shows my back end here, so I'm not sure exactly what you guys want me to call you. But it's Atria, Nicholas Goslin, Noble_Samurai, Bladed Fox 14, specifically the 14th one, Shredding Pixels, and Robo Nerd. Yeah, thank you guys all for supporting. I really appreciate it. Join if you want to get my videos early. This is one of the exceptions. I'm not going to post this early for members, because this is off the cuff. It's not really the same sort of thing. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you all for watching this, if anybody did watch this. And I'll get some more scripted content out for you guys very soon.